Welcome, everybody. My name is Becky Sampson with the Ho'okele Department in the Career Services. And today we're going to talk to the McCartys, brother and sister McCarty, about a program that we have here specifically for BYU Hawaii students. So I want to just go ahead and welcome the McCartys and introduce you. You are the Director of Experiential Learning here in the Career Services. So explain to people what that means.
The experiential learning is the process by which you learn by doing, by being actively involved in the process. We do some experiential learning in a number of different classes on campus, but a lot of what we do in our education is we develop tools, we develop skills, we develop the capability to do certain things. Experiential learning tries to take those tools and things that we've learned and apply them in an actual real world setting that allows you to experience that. Mm-hmm. We do this in a series of classes that we teach.
So the classes that we teach, one of them is called Designing Your Life. And it's a great one if you're not quite sure what you really think you want to major in or do with your life. It really helps you look at your life view, your work view, and put those together so that you can develop a plan moving forward that can be really helpful. We also teach...
That's a one-credit class that's called Career Development 202.
We also teach Career Transitions, which is at the other end of your college career that helps you to navigate leaving BYU Hawaii and getting into a job or graduate school or whatever the next phase of your life will be.
And that's Career Development 302, and it's called Career Transitions. Now, some people reach the end of their schooling and realize they're not really sure they want to do what they did their major in. And designing your life can also be really good to take at that point to kind of reevaluate what your options are.
Great. So you guys do quite a few services, not only for the university, but also for the career services that are here. Let's specifically talk about what the OCI or the on-campus internship class that you offer, and what is that for the students?
Yeah, so that's called Career Development 301. They call it Experiential Learning Projects, or we call it on-campus internships. Now, some people are confused by the concept of on-campus internship. They think that you're doing a project working at BYU Hawaii or at Polynesian Cultural Center. That's not the concept that we're looking for. When you're on an isolated campus, now, all of the Brigham Young University campuses are somewhat isolated. Provo's in a valley in the mountains away from any major cities. Rexburg, Idaho is in Idaho, away from any major cities. And BYU Hawaii is on an island. And so to do an internship, quite often, you have to travel long distances away from the campus, which causes you not to be able to have very many work experiences. Now, students who are coming out of top college universities often have 3 to 5 professional level work experiences before they graduate. That's very difficult to do here because you don't have access to them without leaving campus. So on-campus internships were created specifically to allow students to early in their college career, to have experiential learning opportunities in internships, and then to be able to have them again in the middle of their college time, and even at the end of their college time, to be able to have these internship experiences without being required to leave the campus. So instead of us going to Japan or to the Philippines or to Mongolia to do an internship, we bring the internship to the campus. We do this by operating virtually. Now, we all know what virtual is now. We love Zoom, don't we?
It helped out a lot during that pandemic, and we're glad that it's passed.
Yeah. But so you can work with a company without actually being there. Now, my background is I worked at Dow Chemical Company, a $60 billion, one of the largest chemical companies in the world. I worked there for 30 years, and I ran hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of projects all over the world. Very seldom were the people working on the project all in the same place, or very seldom were you next door to the person you're doing the project for. Very, very common to do projects virtually in corporate settings. So on-campus internships were designed using the same concept. It said, let's go out and find projects in New York City and San Francisco and Paris and Shanghai and Lima, Peru and Accra, Ghana, and let's go find these projects. And we did this at BYU in Provo. About 13 years ago, we started this concept, and we got up to where we were doing about 1,000 students a semester, projects happening all over the world. BYU Hawaii wanted to utilize the same concept. So after I retired at BYU in Provo, where I worked for 10 years after I retired from Dow Chemical, Sister McCarty and I were called to come and work with these programs here at BYU Hawaii. So on-campus internships gives you the chance to do an internship without having to miss a semester of school. How does it do that, Sister McCarty?
So you stay here on campus and you sign up for the on-campus internship class. You choose one of the many projects that are available and you rank them first, second, third, or if you have several that you would be equally interested in, they can all be ones. And we give you one of your top choices because we want you to be doing something that you are truly interested in. So
one thing I really love, when we've talked before about the OCI and the benefit for the students is that they can get experience in these fields by they don't even have to leave campus. They don't have to leave here, but they can virtually work with organizations that have projects all over the world so that when they leave school, from my understanding, is that then they can use that on their resume. They're building their resume while they're here in school. Correct?
Very few students feel that they have enough work experience on their resume. Mm-hmm. And being able to do an internship for which you receive 3 credits, 3 college credits toward graduation, while you're taking the rest of your classes on campus is a wonderfully flexible concept to help the students. Now, Sister McCarty, one of the things we know is you can't get a job without experience. Mm-hmm. Everybody who you go talk to, they always want to say, what kind of experience have you had? But what's the other side of that problem?
But you can't. No, I can't remember.
Yeah, you can say you can't get experience without.
You can't get experience without a job. So this solves that problem because you get real work experience as part of your college career. And you're working for a real company. These are not made up projects. They are real projects for real companies. And it is a real internship, but done virtually instead of you having to travel to wherever it might be. So it makes it possible for you to get that experience right here on campus, but it goes on your resume as an internship. It is a real thing.
And for some people, I think for some students, though, they also want to know what kind of support do they get. This is an actual class that they take. So they're doing the internship while they're doing the class. And you're guiding through that.
That's a great thing. So when I first started the program, having done probably thousands of these projects in a professional setting, I just assumed that these students would know how to do an internship, would know how to do a project, and would just jump right in and succeed. Well, I found out early on, back in 2009 and 2010, that there were a lot of students who just really didn't know how to go work as a team and how to build out a work plan and how to negotiate with a boss on what it is they were going to do and make sure that the project they did was value creating. And how do I put together great reports? How do I build professional commercial presentations? There were just a lot of questions that they just didn't know what to do. And I realized that I was not preparing them adequately. Now, luckily, this is back when we only had 25 to 100 students. And I realized I need to help these students. And so we created 6 just-in-time trainings. So these are, how do you build an internship team and have them ready to go and build roles and team roles and everything? And then how do you meet with the sponsor? How do you negotiate an engagement letter? How do you contract with that sponsor, that leader, to come up with a really great project? And then we had a class on how do you build a work plan? How do you put together a 14-week plan on what 5 people are going to be doing as each of the 5 people work 7 to 9 hours a week? What are they going to be doing and how do they do it? And how do you put a plan together with a Gantt chart and a timeline?
And if the terms that he's just used don't make any sense to you, that is why you need to take this class. And you will learn what those terms mean and how to work your way through them and be a team player in a real work experience.
So those first 3 weeks, we meet 3 times for an hour each. And that's where you get a lot of the information. We also put a lot of this information on Canvas to make it available to you all throughout the semester. We also have 3 more classes, one 7 weeks into the semester on how to do a midterm, one 11 weeks into the semester on how to write a final report, and one 12 weeks into the semester on how to do final presentations. We also do 360 surveys where you give feedback to your teammates on how they're doing. And so you can learn, how do other people see me? How do other people perceive what I'm doing? And that's a tremendously valuable thing to be able to get that kind of feedback.
Yeah. Also after working in that kind of field or in the work field for 25 years, it's so important to know how to work together as a team. And I know last year when you asked me to help mentor some of the students in one of your OCI classes, it was really beautiful, awesome experience to work with 5 students to say, okay, where's everybody's strengths? What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing? How can you work together? How can we all, carry the weight of the project that they were doing? And that was a really great experience. And again, those are things that are provided through taking this OCI classes and with the support that you give them.
You will get all the support you need. You can have individual help. You can have team help. You are not left alone. If you are floundering, it's your fault. Basically, you need to come and get the help because the help is there and the training is there. We want you to succeed. We want this to be a great experience.
But at the same time, we don't push the help on you because we want you to be able to stretch yourself. And it's only when we can see that you're really struggling and then we ask if we can provide help. And so it's a wonderful situation in that setting
so
for
really,
you to be able to stretch yourself and get help and support.
If they're interested to really kind of dive in deep into an area of work while still at school, getting credit, you would encourage them to take the OCI in that. And you also said that you have way too many businesses and not enough students. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is a chance for a student to test drive their major. This is a chance to go out and see what type of, if I'm a communications manager, a major, am I interested in advertising? Am I interested in social media? Am I interested in design? What aspects, and so you get to go try these things out and see what you think about them and find out how those things work. And we do these for any major. So all of this is a wonderful opportunity for people to try these things.
Great.
Now, one of the things when we were all on campus, we could talk to students, and when they'd come into a career fair, I would ask students, do you have enough work experience on your resume? I never had one student tell me, oh, I have all the work experience I need. My resume is great. I got lots of work experience. Nobody said that. Everybody needs more work on their resume. Now, Becky told me I needed to share with you something I told one of the students yesterday who came in and was asking about the program. And I told him that one of the questions I ask my son-in-laws, I have 8 daughters. So when they would come to say, can I marry your daughter? I would, besides asking some questions about temple worthiness and priesthood worthiness, I would ask them, what's your plan on supporting my daughter and her family? And, basically show me your resume. What do you have on it?
I thought that was so funny when you said that. I just was like, oh my gosh, you can't even date my daughter until you show me the resume. And what happened?
He did. He showed me his resume, and it was really weak. It had no work experience. He had very, very high grades. He was majoring in supply chain in the business school. He had very high grades. He was a wonderful person, very accomplished, but no work experience. So I said, you can't marry my daughter unless you sign up for on-campus internships. So he did. He took an on-campus internship, and he did a project for Caterpillar, and he just did some really amazing things and did some tremendous analysis for them that saved them a lot of money. So when he went to a career fair and a trucking company that was interested in supply chain majors, when he showed them the resume, they were very interested in what he had done for Caterpillar. And so he showed them that, and they got really excited, and they offered him a summer internship. He went to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and did his internship there. And after that, it was his senior year, and he went back home, and he was visiting his home high school, and he ran into somebody who hires supply chain majors for Intel. And they said, well, we don't recruit at BYU, but he asked him a little bit about what he had been doing. He told him about his internship, and he said, that's really interesting. I love some of the stuff you did. Can you come to my office and talk to me there in California before you went back to school? He did. And later that semester, they continued to talk and about the things he had done for Caterpillar and for the trucking company, and they ended up offering him a job, and he's working there now, has had several promotions, and is doing very well. That's an example of what on-campus internships are for. They allow you to try out your major, to practice your experiences, and to create stories of success that you can share with people on why they should hire you.
Absolutely. It's really, really good for your resume. And what a great opportunity for students to take advantage of this, that while they're in college, they're able to build their resume and build that experience so that when they leave, they have something to hand an employer.
Now, we're early in building this program here at BYU Hawaii, and so we were just getting it built up when COVID hit, and then nobody was here, and it's hard to contact people. So one of the things we've done is we have lots of projects. We have 5 projects in the Philippines. We have projects in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in Mongolia, in Hawaii, in California. We have a lot of projects. That's not a problem. And they fit lots of different majors. We have made projects for business and for chemistry and biomedical and data analysis and data visualization, statistics, psychology, social work, political science, human resources. We have all sorts of projects for all sorts of people, and we'd love for people to take them. And all you have to do is register for CRDEV 301R. And if you've done it before in the past, you can do it again. It's a repeatable class. You can take it as many times as you want.
So that was the question I was going to. Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask. Is how many times can they do an OCI? They can do as many as they'd like.
As many times as they like. We have several students here who the program's only been available for 2 years, and there's several people who have already done 2 or 3 of them. Right. So I guess it's been available for 3 years. But you can do that as many times as you like. And it's a wonderful opportunity. And we want to encourage people to do it. We have these great projects for the fall, and you can still sign up now for the fall. And then we're going to try and have additional, equal quality or better projects for winter, and we'll just keep growing. But right now we need students. We had almost 75 students, I think, the last semester before COVID hit. And it's much harder to have communicated over this last year. So we don't have anywhere near enough students to do the projects we have. And so we would love to get students from every major to sign up.
Awesome. So that you took it straight from Elder McCarty. He's got the projects. So if you're a student and you really, really want some experience out in the real world, with real companies, doing real jobs, please look into the OCI or the on-campus internship program. Get signed up for the fall, take the class, do the internship during the class, and you can take it as many times as you want. So I just want to thank you guys for coming on and explaining this to us today. Yes.
And can I add one thing? Is there is a website where you can both learn about the program, watch a video about it, and see all of the projects that are available. And you get there very simply by going to OCI, that stands for On Campus Internship, oci.byuh.edu. That's it.
Okay, I'm putting it on the scroll right now so that they see. Wait, let me put it
oci.byuh.edu. And click on the student link, and it'll give you all the information you need.
We'll do it right here we're not going to scroll it. We're going to.
Well, it was there for a second.
There we go. There we go. oci.byuh.edu.
That's
right. You'll get more information about that. So thank you so much for explaining to us what the OCI program is, also what the benefits are. It's so important to get the experience that you need to, so you can be more successful and have more connections and network. So you set yourself up for success at the end. So thank you so much for your service. Thank you for helping so many students. We both work in the career services here in the Ho'okele department. We're over in, which building are we in?
Lorenzo Snow Building.
Okay, Lorenzo Snow Building over by the admissions office. So please come in if you have any questions. And yeah, we'd love to serve you. Thanks for joining us today.
Aloha. Thank you, Becky.